stack shipping container as a border wall, and they raised their flag on Cambodian soil. So while our people fled for safety, while family hide from artillery fire, Thai military aircraft conduct airstrikes inside our provinces, including, like I said, Prapihia, Dorminjay, killing Cambodian civilians and injure many more. So we all should say it, and we should say it plainly, that Thai troops remain stationed inside Cambodia. They bomb deep into our territory. They occupy our land, including areas surrounding our many temples. And this is not diplomacy. This is not neighborly dispute. This is, we need to call what it is. This is invasions, a direct violations of international law, and an assault to Cambodian dignity, sovereignty, and people. So let me also remind our audience, the Temple of Prapihia, recognized by the International Court of Justice as belonging to Cambodia. It's once again caught in the crosshair of Thai military pressure. Despite clear legal ruling, Thailand military forces push into the surrounding areas, surrounding temple zone, shifting land by force and threatening one of the most sacred symbols of our nations. So we as a Cambodian, we demand and we continue to demand that Thailand withdraw all troops and military hardware, and these actions on Cambodian all the actions on the Cambodian territory. But until that day come, we as a Cambodian, we remain united in a truth and cannot be softened. The truth cannot be twisted. Thai forces, like I said, Thai forces crossed into Cambodia. Thailand occupied Cambodian land, and Thai forces struck Cambodian civilians. So this is not a misunderstanding. This is not an accident. This is not a border hiccup. To those who have walked the shadow village and community and school, to those who have seen the smoke rising over the homes, to those who have buried loved one lost to this conflict, they know the truth, and the truth is currently 35 locations in Cambodia, the border community, and we need to call what it is, which is an invasion. So thank you so much for joining my show. Welcome, everyone. Let me introduce my wonderful guest. His name is Samadi U. He's a very proud youth that I know of. Samadi.
Hi, everyone. Yes, glad to be back.
How you been? What you been doing this weekend?
This weekend, nothing, but last week, very busy. I think we went to the temple with Lokotin Samransi. I think you also went, and many of our Cambodian supporters also went to the temple to help crowdfund the money to help, hundreds of thousands of refugees that currently, affected by the border conflict between the two countries. And as a result, even though it's supposed to be the job of the Cambodian government, that's supposed to provide, ration and tent and, sanitation for the people. But us who, seen as traders that have been labeled by the government, help collect them crowdfunding money to send back to our own people. So they would have, ration to survive, because they cannot return back home. Like you mentioned, 35 places that has been confiscated by the neighboring country that invade Cambodia. As a result, this is the movement and the campaign that we are doing as the government, independent Cambodian government, 23rd October.
Thank you, Samadi. And what I read a little bit into the word invasions, because I guess Hun Sen and Hun Manet is afraid to use the word invasions, while our territory, our land, and our people are suffering and cannot, even though the ceasefire have been signed, the ceasefire have agreed on 35 provinces where our people cannot return home. So for them to monkey around the word, monkey around the situations, it's unfortunate. And we as a Cambodian, we need to be able to say that this is an invasion. This is not Thai putting on barbed wire, Thai putting on Thai military placing container on our land to build our country, build Cambodia. That's not possible. So we as a Cambodian, you as a Cambodian, our audience as a Cambodians, please call us what it is, an invasion. And we need to be able to say that while the regime inside Cambodia is monkeying around with the word, so it's very unfortunate.
Yes, Bong. I think the Cambodian government learned very quick, especially from the man himself who's been ruling the country for 40 years. First, he instigate this war to occur between the two countries, looking down, at the neighboring countries, saying that he was so strategic, he was so smart, he knows so many country politic and strategy, to the point that he can predict that Thailand gonna have a new prime minister within a span of 3 months. But actuality is only took 3 weeks after he predicted it, and then the war happened. That didn't teach him a lesson. And the second war happened is when he tried to, expose or talked about the current prime minister of Thailand, Anutin, saying that he also involved with many businesses in Cambodia, and he also came to Cambodia many times, released a private picture of the current prime minister of Thailand. And then the second war happened again. And now he seemed to be learning his lesson by following everything that being requested by our neighboring country. In this case, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Thailand has clearly stated that do not use the word Thailand invasion, because this might cause another, border conflict to happen. As a result, I think the government learned well, but only with the people who actually able to retaliate against a foreign nation that be able to retaliate against him and cause problem to his regime and allowed him to stay in power. But to his own people, like Cambodian, still go to jail as usual. Don't go and randomly comment on Facebook, because the arrest still happen. Like he said, if you decide to revolt, even one person, you will get arrested or thrown in jail. Yes, Mom.
And this past weekend, we were at the, first of all, thank you everyone for come out on Saturday, January 10th, to Khmer Cambodia Ground Temple to basically to meet, basically like a public forum to meet Mr. Sam Rainsy. We also have a rally from the temple to the park. And thank you everyone for showing up, thank you for speaking out. Thank you for carry all the sign. Your messages read loud and clear. I know there's many people that got disappointed that we didn't give enough news regarding Mr. Sam Rainsy in town. So sorry about that. We'll do better next time on broadcasting, on advertising, because we want everyone to join with us. But nevertheless, thank you so much, everyone who show up, who speak up, and who demand that the Phnom Penh regime or the Hun regime take the case to ICJ, ICC, and also reconvene the Paris Peace Accord. And that's the message is clearly. And we all know that I already mentioned that 35 locations of our border have been. It's currently controlled by Thai military. So we again urge everyone and also urge the Hun regime, the loss of land, that's a loss of land, loss of 35 locations. And since they are not capable of managing the country, let somebody else manage the country for the people, for the people, and also for the country. Okay, let's get back to our topic. Last week was a very big news. On January 6th or January 7th, the Cambodian Interior Ministry announced, they said, the arrest of Gen Z and 2 of his associates. We don't call it arrest, we call it the return of Gen Z and his 2 associates back to China. according to the Cambodian Interior Ministry, it's citing months of joint investigation cooperation between China and Cambodia in order to have Gen Z return to China. First of all, we have not seen any picture from the Cambodia side. Where did they arrest Gen Z? When they arrest him, what was he doing? Which compound was he at? Which home was he at? What was he doing? And who was with? That's the inside information that people normally ask for. People ask, where do you arrest Gen Z? I know Mr. Samrang said, Gen Z is behind Hun Sen's house. So I'm assuming it is true because the Cambodian Interior Ministry never announced where did they capture or where did they pull Gen Z out of. Do you know, Samani?
Well, I can't really say where he's at because I don't know. Usually when you extradite someone, well, first, Chen Zi hasn't been indicted by the Chinese government, so I do not know why they sent him to China in the first place, even though he holds multiple citizen like United Kingdom and so on, that actually indicted by those countries like United Kingdom, the U.S. As a result, it just come out of nowhere all of a sudden after the U.S. decide to go into Venezuela and abducted Maduro in the middle of the night and to bring him to trial in the U.S. And just a few days later, Chen Zi was extradited to China out of the blue. FBI have entering Cambodia. The Central Intelligence also would like to know where Chen Zi is at. And the Cambodian government say, we do not know where he's at because he's not related to the government, which his official title is the advisor to the prime minister and also a minister equal to the minister ranking. So when they arrest Chen Zi and send it to China, all traces was erased, Bong, and right now we don't know what happened. The trial wasn't being publicized in China, as you know. And so this is a great way to kind of release the digital footprint of the involvement of Chen Zi, which is no, he's arrested and sent to China. And we saw one picture of him get out of the plane, but what's next? I thought he's supposed to be trialed. But this is, I feel like it is a show that's being put on for the international community to see, in hope that they will stop pursuing the issue of cybercrime, human trafficking inside Cambodia. But let's be honest, Chen Zi fell, but the machine did not stop. The scam compound, I think, is almost 170 scam compound in Cambodia is still open and operating normally. So this shows that Chen Zi is just one of the executive of Prince Group that has been founded in China. And then, China doesn't want to ruin their country image. As a result, they have to send him into Cambodia under Belt and Road Initiative investment on infrastructure building that costs billions of dollars to operate inside our country, to launder money to China. So this is the main reason, Bob.
Yes, and for our audience who didn't know who Gen Z is, our English-speaking audience that might not know Gen Z is, Gen Z, he is 38 years old. He's from Wuhan, China. He founded the Prince Holding Group in Cambodia. So this Prince Holding Group is, they have a venture in real estate, finance, banking, airline, among others. And I think the online forgot to list watchmaker as well. So the U.S. indicted Chen Zi, but unfortunately the Cambodian ministry returned Chen Zi to China, where, like you said, it's China don't even ask for it. So the move followed global sanctions and assets seizure by the U.S. and the U.K., Singapore, Thailand, Hong Kong. Some as large as 15 billion in crypto coin. So what happened to the Prince Bank in Cambodia?
Well,
Sadly,
The Prince Bank investment and the banking still did not release the funding to the people who put, deposit their money into the bank. And as a result, I think that it's still in the system, still being open and operate normally in Cambodia. It's just that you cannot take money out. And just the same thing to Hui Won Pay. They're just changing the company name into a different company and operate normally, which in this case, we see, Chen Zi, which also nickname English name, which is Vincent, sitting across the Prince Group investment all over the billboard in Cambodia, receiving charity plaque, and the headline of him getting taken down, and all this cameras fixate on the man Chen Zi or Vincent, and we feel like it's the end of the story, but but it's not. Bong. All of his Prince Holding Group and infrastructure still operate normally to launder those money, because when the U.S. found the $15 billion, they only found Chen Zi wallet alone. They did not found other people wallet that has been closely involved with him. So this could be billions of dollars, empire. I think 60 billion throughout Southeast Asia, but I think Cambodia alone is 60 billion in crypto currency and money laundering.
Gen Z is one of the name that being famous because it's indicted by the U.S. Since January 6 or January 7, 6 in America, but 7 in Cambodia. We have not heard on any scam compound being closed, scam compound being raided, or scam compound the Cambodian government go rescue people. Can you describe what's going on inside those compound, and how come the arrest of the head of the scam, that the world famous person, but there's nothing happening at the scam compounds, many scam compounds in Cambodia?
Well, to put it simply, Chen Zi is just one of the executive of this Prince Group, with made up of many executives that operating this. And, is a martial law empire. And this scam economy is designed so that one face can be removed, in this case, Chen Zi or Vincent, while the system keep the cash flowing. And if you look at the evidence, the indicted cases that has been clearly written by the U.S. court in New York, basically stated that Chen Zi, they found that when this, a Ministry of Interior or police go and crack down at a compound, they inform the scam compound ahead of time, and even ask for permission if they're able to come in and raid this compound, to show the public that, hey, this cyber scam compound has been raided. But when they leave, everything still operate normally. So as a result, this is like an arrest and released. And also all of the police has been paid a good amount of money to live comfortably, to put on this active show, But in Cambodia, if we compare this scam compound, it's not like a drugging, empire. Well, let's say in this case, like Pablo Escobar, like send drug into the U.S. and so on. And there is like a war of territories going on between the drug lord. This is just a scam compound that you call other different citizens of the country, in this case mainly U.S., to scam billions of dollars. That's inside the eyes of the Cambodian government. This is why they want to use this type of method to keep the cash flow into the economy. And many times we have heard the Cambodian government mention Cambodian doesn't need to borrow oxygen from other countries to breathe. Confidently say, at first I was confused, but now everything makes sense. If you have billions of dollars scam empire that are able to generate money, why would you need to do trade between countries that barely make $200 million annually to provide the GDP for Cambodia? And in addition to that, we see that Chen Zi in the court cases wasn't only sending and laundering money for the Cambodian government. He was also have close ties with the Chinese minister of security, national security, and so on, to operate this type of operation with impunity. And it makes sense because I haven't seen any foreign national that has been born in China, go into Cambodia, have diplomatic passport, and also the highest ranking for any foreign national to be have a ranking equal to the minister bestowed by His Majesty, which is in this case signed by him truly, to operate all of this stuff. And as a result, this makes sense, Bong. The court cases make a lot of sense, and the people at the Cybercrime Center, which found by U.S. Research Consultancy, which is sponsored by USAID or USAID, last year they found that over 350,000 people has been trafficked into Southeast Asia, and Cambodia is epicenter of those cybercrime. That's where the machine is, the machine to launder those money. And this is not based on my opinion or what I found. This is based on expert that has been tracking this activity for many months and many years, Bong. And they have all the document pointed toward this activity. And when they got into Cambodia, their passport was taken. In the court cases, I saw people being tortured. They got beaten by the chair so bad that one of the chair got stuck into his feet, to basically operate and meet the quota that has been assigned by each scam compound. And if you want to escape, you will face consequences. And because it's not good for business, Bone. Once you're able to escape, you basically expose all the operation of the scam compound to the public, and that's what Chen Zi doesn't want, and that's what the CCP doesn't want, to basically people to expose this to the media. Yes, Bob.
Let you talk a lot about Cambodia side. Let's talk about the China side. Chen Zi is again 38 years old from China. How many 38 years old that that running around with billion and billion of dollar, even in America, even though the top 1%, it's rare. So Chen Zi does not build his empire in Cambodia. He's brought money into Cambodia. I mean, hold on. He brought dirty money into Cambodia, build the scam compound. So he is not someone that get rich in Cambodia. So he has the backing, like he is in Cambodia, he has the backing of the elite. He has the backing of the politicians, which is he is the advisor to Hun Sen. He's advisor to Hun Manet. So he is rubbing elbow with the top of Cambodia political, which is CPP. The same thing in China. He is backed by the Chinese government. There's no way at 38 years old, how many people in China that are 38 years old have billion and billion of dollar and can hide from China to Hong Kong to Malaysia to Cambodia. So it is not it's not possible until he has backing from the Chinese government.
Yes, Bong, you're right. I think for Chen Zi, he needs to put on the two front. The clean brand versus the dirty brand. So basically, one of the most revealing point, if we're talking about China investment, the clean brand would be the Belt and Road Initiative. And one of the most revealing point in most article that has been released, the prince, the name is kept for formal clean sector like banking sector, investment, infrastructure in Cambodia, and also real estate, Prince real estate. But the scam compound, which operate under different branding, commonly using, one of the casino that has been bombed by our neighbor country, Thailand, invasion, like Jin Bay, Jin Yun, Jin Hong, Mango, Jin He, and so on. So strategically, this was all operated under, this conglomerate, 9 other directors that has the same ranking as Chen Zi, that, stay in the shadow, but they use Chen Zi as the kingpin, as the one to operate. And in short, this not only make Cambodia look bad on the international stage that helped launder money for China, but also give a legitimate reason for a neighboring country like Thailand to bomb infrastructures, to show the international community, saying that, hey, we bombed this casino because we want to get rid of the cybercrime, and also they could potentially host a military headquarters, which in this case it could be true. If you go to the U.S. Commission 4 hours hearing just 2 months ago, they mentioned that China invite the deputy prime minister of Cambodia named Sosaka to visit China during that time, in a little late in 2024, around December, in the face of the outside, showing that China would like to provide Cambodia Ministry of Interior, with the capability to crack down on this high-level cybercrime operation. But actually, the U.S. was concerned that this was just an outside to show in good faith, and they don't want to be suspicious. But under the table, they might send in Chinese Central Intelligence to come into Cambodia to collect data regionally, and also stole hundreds of millions of data of American citizens to send it to China. As you know, Chen Zi has operated nonstop before his arrest with all this cyber scam center inside Cambodia, nonstop, to store this data and information system on crypto investment, online romance, and so on. So just imagine 100 millions of data of American that has been stolen. Where do you think it would go to, Bong? It's going to go to the the CCP. It's going to go to Beijing. So they have all of this data, private data of American citizen, that has been stolen and sent it to China. So as a result, this what make American worried, and this could cause a national security concern to the United States of America. And you know how capable the CCP agent is. If they actually use this, from the outside, they say they provide the technology intelligence for Cambodia to crack down on this cybercrime. But imagine what if they build those infrastructure under the casino, because remember, cybercrime using a lot of internet and power resources. So for casino, that is normal. But also, if you want to operate an intelligence unit, is also possible too. So I think strategically, Thailand sees a couple of those compounds. As you see, Tmada, our people cannot go back to the houses around those casinos. They has put barbed wire around those areas. So I think this we could be potentially onto something here, Bong. And we don't know if the America are gonna send in, a special task force to go take a deep look into those cyber scam compound to see what's under the hood.
I hope they do, somebody.
Yeah.
And so basically what we are summarizing here, business as usual, even though Chen Zi or Vincent Zi is no longer in Cambodia, quote, quote, no longer there, but we don't know. He's supposed to be in China, but there are many people speculating what's going to happen to him, or he going to get killed, or what's going. Honestly, somebody, there's nothing going to happen to him. He's a money maker. He's the name. He's not he's making. He have people. He have the government. He have the regime backing him. So there's nothing going to happen to him. He is living luxury in China or anywhere with his 100 passport. Change the name and he can go anywhere. So even though supposedly no longer in Cambodia, business as normal in Cambodia and business as normal in China.
Yes, Bong, and like you said, business operate as usual. If this is true, if this is a clean way to launder money, print system. I think I read an article that they might have up to 9 true owners, and each one is roughly the same level as Chen Zi, plus many directors, around 13 influential directors within Prince Group, plus over 100 shareholders that operate this whole thing to be a legitimate conglomerate and organization. So if you arrested the chairman, Chen Zi, you still have many more who can operate, and other core shareholder who can steer the operation and the asset of money laundering, in this case in Cambodia, through legal infrastructures. And the directors, 8 other directors, can keep the subsidiaries running. and the partner who able to and shareholder who able to tie to specific compound and projects. And in the U.S. Treasury description, they stated that a network reinforces this as an organization with multiple coordinating officials, not just a one-man show. And it talked about the vice chairman, assistant, managing subsidiaries, and coordinating with bank and official of Cambodia. It named multiple associate figure. So this was founded by the U.S. Treasurer. So there you have it, Bong. Prince Group still operate as usual.
Yep, and only remove one person, so business as usual. So the compound is going to have new bosses. I mean, all the compound is probably you're gonna probably hear hopefully soon. New bosses, money, and the method of getting those money remains the same. Recruit and the way they recruit people to those scam compounds still the same. So those scam compound in Cambodia, the famous guy, we're gonna say is famous because the U.S. have indicted him, and when the regime Cambodia turn over Gen Z to China, it's also indications that Cambodia is still leaning toward China versus the U.S. We know that if Cambodia hand Gen Z over to the U.S., it's going to open many can of worms on many more informations on how he does his business in Cambodia and how the regimes cover up. So it's many more kind of worm going to open. But instead, Cambodia decided to return Gen Z back to China. And then what today is, it's been a week. All we heard, all we've seen so far is Gen Z in the airplane. When he's ready to walk out the airplane, I believe I probably see them handcuffed, put a bag over his head. I'm thinking from Cambodia to China, he's probably sitting there luxury in the plane. But so when he need to get down from the plane to the bus, that's showtime. So they cover his head up. So unfortunately, business as normal.
Yes, Bong. It is business as normal, and the most concerning thing is that before I used to think that it is good that China decided to invest in a country like Cambodia, who have no oil reserve like Venezuela, who does not offer strategic benefit to China like Pakistan versus India. China invested a lot of money for Pakistan for their benefit because Pakistan doesn't really have good relationship with India. But however, they invest billions of dollars in a small country like Cambodia through Belt and Road Initiative and a lot of infrastructures. But after looking at the U.S. Commission and see the data that they found, actually the Belt and Road Initiative investment is not being given by the China or Beijing itself. It's actually offered as a bidding projects for whoever able to offer the highest bid. For the projects. In this case, if you, let's say, a criminal syndicate like Chen Zi and other 8 directors who have the same high ranking as him who run Prince Group, saying, hey, we want to promote China great image through soft power, just like USAID. But now USAID is gone to promote China soft power and grand strategy. We need to use Belt and Road Initiative. China doesn't want to use their own money to operate those, but they have a criminal syndicate who have billions of dollars who are able to spread China's soft power through infrastructure building on the outside. Yes, this investor bid the highest projects and able to invest in Cambodia. However, those investment goes to the name of China Dream, in this case, Belt and Road Initiative. But actuality, after you bid those projects, you're able to build infrastructure like promised in the contract of Belt and Road Initiative, and under the table you can do anything you want. So yes, you can be a criminal and also be a legitimate person who have good faith into investment and infrastructure building to help build a third world country like Cambodia into skyrise building.
Prince Group is not just a banking investment; they also a charity foundations where they donate lots of money to the Red Cross of Cambodia, and we know Red Cross of Cambodia is currently run and also have been running by Hun Sen's wife. So all these money is it's in circle. It's
Yes.
going in circles. So I guess we've been talking for the last 43 minutes. Is it a real reform or is it a high profile cover up? It's a high profile cover up. It's not a reform. If it a reform, you would have, after Gen Z left Cambodia, you would have see 300-400 compounds closed down. We would see many people that working in under the casino would be able to go back to where they came from, because every time a compound get bomb dropped by Thailand, where the border Thai military, you see people running out of those compounds, and
Yes.
and it's not like we said, it's not just one compound, it's many compounds. So this is a what we call high profile cover up, high profile, where Hun Sen and Hun Manait and the elite cover up this. We don't even know, the regime have not, it's been a week now, have not tell us where they found Gen Z's at. And as far as we know, Gen Z is in China enjoying life and doing more business as usual. So for you, somebody, for it to be a real reform, what else that need to happen in Cambodia for you to say, oh, it is a real reform? This is not just a cover up. What do you want to see?
Well, that is a great question, Bong. I just read a comment from Hun Manait and the Cambodian government a few hours ago. They say, if you want to help crack down on cybercrime, the people of Cambodia themselves need to report and do investigative research and send data to the government, to help crack down cybercrime. But actually, why don't Cambodian government do it themselves? They have all the capability, they have all the ministry to do all of those, but they are, so incapable that take the money from the citizen who pay taxes so they can do their jobs, but they cannot do so. So like you said, Bong, one way to effectively crack down is to open up the country. Do you think this would happen if Cambodia have a democratic system where you have multi-political party that able to contest the elections, able to have representative as Congress and also member of parliament that able to question every step of the way, and have an open society of a national non-governmental organization, civil society organization, independent news media that able to operate openly inside the country? This would not happen, Bong. And an easy way for Hun Sen and Hun Manait and the Cambodian government to actually make Cambodia a clean country again and well respected, and not just seen as international community like to call Cambodia as Scambodia, to basically open up the country again. If you cannot do it, if you have such a high linking profile to those criminal syndicate, you cannot go back and crack down on them. Let the opposition do it. Let the non-governmental organization do it. Let the independent news media do it. Let the civil society do it. We can do it on your behalf. And actually, we don't need the government money to do it, because the international community will provide funding to specifically go and do research and investigative, so we can report it to the world to see who's actually behind all of this. But I don't think this will happen anytime soon. As a result, this will still keep happening. And it's also not to the interest of the Cambodian elite to actually crack down on this money laundering, human trafficking, and cyber scam, because this is what keep their greed. And also this what bring money into their pocket. They are too heavily involved. They are too addicted to those millions of dollar watches already, Bong. So when this cybercrime compound has been truly cracked down on, this would affect their pocket, and it's not in the best of their interest to actually getting rid of this multi-billion dollars empire.
As long as the regime continue to promote corruption, continue to close their eye on corruption, this will not go away. Basically, the scam compound probably going to rename and probably going to move to different locations, and it's going to continue with new and many more Gen Z in Cambodia. So I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel if we continue to appease the Hun regime, if we continue to not speak out and to not call what it is. And I have a question, somebody. There's a question from our audience. Can you see?
Yes.
120 people at least for this scammer. How will Hun Sen, the head of scammers, get rid of these people from Cambodia? He will not. What is your answer to that, Samadi?
Well, first of all, he will not, because he is the one that keep giving away Cambodian citizenship freely while revoking our citizenship, who have the Khmer blood, and was from our family and our ancestor, the Angko blood. Basically, we can summarize in one simple sentence: pressure can force a political decision in Cambodia, international pressure, not national pressure, without killing the business model. So the reason that this arrest of Chen Zi become even thinkable at all, because remember, the Cambodian government refused to say that Chen Zi is actually laundering money and operate, this cyber scam empire. They did not release any statement. And in addition to that, they say that they did not find any evidence that support Chen Zi, who is operating all of this stuff. So they did not release any official statement before the arrest. They just arrest and send him back to China, extradite him. So, after external pressure like the United States, a UK sanction on individual, the 27 name that we saw, South Korea student has been tortured and killed, and then China, this give away many key of example. After the US sanction, Cambodia shut down one casino, which is in this case under Prince Group, known as Jinpei Casino. But yet another underground network like Jinpei Scam Compound, which is also known as the Scam Compound in Cambodia, and Chinjun in Sihanoukville, still continue operating as usual. So they cracked down on the casino that has legally registered, but they did not crack down on the scam compound that brought in the money, to Hun Sen pocket, to be exact, to keep the regime flowing. This system, in one line, show one thing, the sacrifice in the visible note from the outside, while preserve the revenue stream of this compound. In this case, we can think, more watches, more private jets, more luxury lifestyle for the family, and while keeping the bloodstream flowing, the empire going. So this won't happen, won't be ended, like Mr. Kiri said. So yes, Bong, the head of the criminal still operating, but he still have chances to amend himself and open up the country. If he can't do it, let the other political party do it on his behalf. And let the NGO do it. Let the independent news media do it. The government doesn't need to do anything. We will do the job of making Cambodia become a clean country on the international eye, so it would not give our neighbor country reason to bomb infrastructure like they do now, Bong.
I'm surprised that Hun Manet encouraged people to report this scam center. I'm surprised that he didn't say, the country have been operate scam center, and we encourage everyone to stand up and speak up, not just reporting, stand up and speak up. And also regarding the Thai invasion, the loss of land, everyone should be standing up, should be speaking up, and should be asking for justice. He didn't say that, but he said it. He said, it's it's the regime responsibility to clean up the country. He said it's the responsibility of the people to help report this scam center. So I'm going to go a little further. I hope the Cambodian people inside Cambodia can see clearly that the Hun regime have been, for the last 47, almost 50 years, how make the country worse. If you look at, if the people in Cambodia look at their economy, look at the people in supermarket, where are their business better? Also look at the border, what's going on with the border. Hun Manet or Hun Sen said that he will not lose centimeter of land, but now 35 different locations are being currently controlled, and what we said clearly, invaded by Thai military. So it's time for the Cambodian people to stand up. Time for Cambodian to stand up and say this is it's not acceptable. Period. Ruin the country to the ground, and how much more does the people need to be tolerate? How much more compassion our people are toward the whole regime? It shouldn't have any compassion. Shouldn't have. It should just call out and say, time to step down.
You're right, Bong. And I would not be so upset that as much as I did now if they actually use those dirty money into protecting our sovereignty. For example, if they spend those at least $1 billion of those dirty laundering money into buying proper equipment for our soldier in the front line, to well fed them, buying bulletproof vest, advanced weapon to protect our sovereignty. This would definitely, like, none of our people, even actually me, would actually congratulate the regime, the government, the Cambodian government, into do something right finally. But we see how selfish they are. They have become. The greed was so much that that they have this billions of dollars scam compound dirty money, but none of it going directly to the people, or even to protect their own power. In this case, we can say against an invasion. So all of it just being go back into their pocket and their family and the infrastructures that the empire that they built to keep it going. So I don't see any changes coming soon, Bong, and moving toward, I think Cambodia gonna keep being exposed in the international community, and more people is gonna be sanctioned. More high-ranking Cambodian ministers are gonna be exposed by the United Kingdom and also the European Union, and in this case, the U.S.
For almost 50 years, the regime been telling people to thank you, peace, thank you, peace, thank you for keeping the war away, thank you to the Hun regime, or thank you the Hun family for keeping the peace. Now it's almost 50 years. Peace does not exist. Peace does not exist when a war happened with the mouth of Hun Sen. So we cannot depend on leadership that can ruin the country just by his action, basically his dirty mouth. So I hope the people in Cambodia can take example from different countries. Now it's Iran with the youth movement. All people are standing up. So I hope that people know that people in Cambodia know and hope, and also see there's a possibility that under the leadership of this Hun family, from father to son, does not better the country. It just keep driving the country down. And when I say country, hopefully there's land left for us to even call Cambodia, because the situation just getting worse, and that's all I can even say right now, because I cannot even. I do want to encourage change. I do want to be hopeful, and I do believe in hope. I do believe that there's change. Sometimes it's going to be soon, but at the same time, our people need to realize that the Hun regime send, like somebody said, not even spend a penny to protect our military, sending our military men to the border without even a proper shoe, without a proper equipment, basically send them to die at the border. And that is the situation that happening for the last 5 months, and it's going to happen again. And also we have the displaced people that cannot go back to their home, go back to the land that they built, the land that their ancestors live in, and many different places. We couldn't even go back to the temple that Thai already bombed, even though reduced to sand. We couldn't even enter, and many of those locations. So how much more does the Cambodian people need to be suffer, need to realize this is not something that they sign up for. And thank you peace is not thank you peace anymore. It's not thank you peace, it's thank you the Hun regime, and that is not, it shouldn't be like that. So I hope that people will realize, and people will continue to speak up and speak up against the regime.
Yes, Bong. And I hope that I think this war is also like a blessing in disguise, because our people able to see truly now. They just can't clearly say it out loud because they might be thrown in jail or receive consequences inside the country. I never seen any country, Bong, like Cambodia was so how do I say it, having the agenda that they want to put on the international faces to see that Cambodia have peace. Yes, I do support the release of the soldier who has been abducted by Thailand and released to back into Cambodia. But during that time, we already lose our sovereignty in 35 places, like you mentioned. And along the road, Hun Sen invite all of these students, force them to get out of their classes while studying, waving Cambodian flags, celebrating like we won the war, bong, like we successfully protected our sovereignty. Thank you, peace. Our soldier coming back home again. Even Ukraine, they successfully defended their sovereignty. I never see them host a national celebration, defending their sovereignty successfully. They still holding solidarity with the soldier at the front line, and they still remind their own citizens, saying that this is the part of Ukraine that has been lost. Cambodia, the regime have the reverse psychology. They want to brainwash people and make them forget that, hey, those 35 places, it doesn't matter. We should celebrate now what happening in front of our face. People should show solidarity and celebrate the 18 soldiers that have successfully coming home and forget about the sovereignty that we lost. The UNESCO site, our Prasad temple that has been destroyed by the bomb. So they want to raise the truth, Mong. And what hurt me is that I see our soldier bodied, in the forest, released from the Thai side, the Thai media, no longer recognizable, Mong. Flies, was stay all over their bodies. This is just sad, Mong, because they cannot return back home. And this news has been hidden by the Cambodian government, because they don't want to show the people, saying, those military was being sent to, the field, knowing that they can no longer return home. So yes, Vong, it's just unfortunate in Cambodia, like you mentioned, in the lack of independent media. TFA even sent a request letter to go into Cambodia, promised they will not talk about the Cambodian government. They will only focus on the front line so the international community can see. But in return, they get rejected. That tells you all about the regime agenda into brainwashing our own citizen and want to make us forget that we lose our sovereignty to a foreign nation.
Thank you, Samadi. And I do want to remind our audience, our heart are with the family member of the military, member, and also our heart are with the displaced people that currently cannot return home. And no matter what, we are always on the side of the people that suffer through this conflicts and through these invasions. So there should not be a questions when it's coming to us. What we questions on how a regime making people believe that they can keep the peace, and how the regime manipulate, basically that's the word, manipulate our Cambodian people to think that they are the one that protecting the peace. They are the one that continue the peace. So the Cambodian should thank them. But unfortunately, this last 6-7 months, we know clearly the regime sent our military to the border without a proper equipment, without even a proper shoe, not even equipment, don't even say equipment, not even a proper shoe. So basically sent to die. In that case, Samadi, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much, our audience, for your comment, for your engagement. Again, our topic was on cyber crimes and what next for Cambodia. This is what happened last week was a high-profile drama. I can just say high-profile theatrical acts that put by the Cambodian regime for the world to see. One Gen Z, our Cambodia, there's many more Gen Zs in Cambodia. And as long as the regime remain in Cambodia, there's no change. There's no change in corruption. There's no change in oppressing the Cambodian people. So I hope the Cambodian people can look at other country, can be motivated by other country, and also know that change is possible.
Yes,
Thank you, Samadi, and we'll see you next time. And thank you, our audience, for being here. I appreciate. Please like our show. Please share our show. And let me speak in Khmer a little bit. បងប្អូនខ្មែរដែលតាមដានកម្មវិធីនេះខ្ញុំហើយនឹងសាមឌីសុំទោសដែលមិនបាននិយាយ ភាសាខ្មែរថ្ងៃនេះពីព្រោះអីភាសាកម្មវិធីនេះជាភាសាអង់គ្លេសដើម្បីឲ្យកូនខ្មែរដែលចេះភាសាអង់គ្លេសនៅសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកឬក៏អន្តរជាតិបានដឹងពីស្ថានភាពនៅស្រុកខ្មែរហើយដូច្នេះហើយនាងខ្ញុំហើយនឹងសាមឌីសូមអភ័យទោសដែលមិនបាននិយាយជាភាសាខ្មែរថ្ងៃនេះក៏តែនៅក្នុងកម្មវិធីផ្សេងៗទៀតនាងខ្ញុំហើយនឹងសាមឌីនឹងនិយាយជាភាសាខ្មែរដូច្នេះហើយសូមអភ័យទោសហើយបើសិនណាបងប្អូនដែលមានកូនចៅឬពួកម៉ាក់ដែលចេះភាសាអង់គ្លេសសូមជួយចែករំលែកសូមជួយ like the show and អរគុណ and ជម្រាបលាសង្ឃឹមថានឹងជួបគ្នា next week thank you everyone hope to see you next week please like and share the show if you have kids you have friends that able to understand English please share our show and thank you so much and as always if you would like to be on my show please let me know contact me I am welcome you to be in my show and I do it every Tuesday in English so please I know that many of our audience can write English please contact me your voice matter your voice in English matter so please join me in CNRP Khmer Youth Voices for Justice thank you so much